must remember, in a time such as this, we are not the crazy ones, New York City. We are not the outlandish ones, New York City. They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane.
Yeah, they're not crazy. She's not completely just nuts and out of her mind. She's a loose cannon, I'll tell you that. And if you're trying to convince New York City that they're not the crazy ones for voting for a guy that wants to convert New York City into the image of his people, who's really the crazy one here? All right, good morning, sirs and ma'ams. Now, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the spicy Latino, she recently went to Queens, New York to endorse Mamdani. And the dude is not a Democrat socialist. He is a socialist. They only put Democrat in front of his name so that the people that vote blue, no matter who, would vote for him. Now, why are they voting for Mamdani? Well, they want change. No, they don't. They want free stuff. That's what they want. They want freezes on rent. They want government-run grocery stores. They want free health care, free transportation, free. They want to defund the police. They want all of this stuff. For what reason? Well, apparently they don't like law and order. All right, now we're over at the New York Times New York City mayoral election 2025. Latest polls updated the 28th of October 2025. Suffolk University, Mamdani up 10 points, Cuomo down. Victory Insights, Mamdani up 18. Gotham up by 14 points. Jeez, oh, Pete's Beacons up by 24. Suffolk up by 20 points. Marist University up by 16. Emerson up by 15 points. New York Times up by 21 points. Jeez, oh, Pete. Yes, it's pretty unbelievable that this guy would be a candidate for mayor of the biggest city in the United States. I mean, these people here, they're entitled, they're lazy, they're still blaming white people for all their problems. I mean, if people would have accountability rather than want to blame everybody else, you see it all the time. Somebody pulls in front of you, gives you the finger. Yeah, it's your fault that I pulled out in front of you, slammed on my brakes. I can't drive for shit. But it's always your fault. No one has accountability anymore, and that is an issue here in the United States. That's why Mamdani wants to defund the police, because it's not the criminals. No, it's the police that are enforcing the law. That's the reason why people are going to jail. It's not crime. No, it's not crime or taking people out, gang violence. No, it's the police's fault for being there. People need to have more accountability, and I don't see that happening in the next several years, because I mean, these people are idiots. If we're being completely honest, they're idiots. They don't know anything about what this guy stands for. They don't know his politics, that he wants to tax richer neighborhoods. He wants Sharia law here in the United States. That's period. That's what he wants. He wants to convert New York City, and we're slowly going to see that place become more and more of a shithole as these businesses, after he gets elected mayor, move away from there. People don't want higher taxes. No, they do not, but that's what's going to happen. Now let's see what he has to say about socialism.
That I have 5 other DSA endorsed comrades who are with me in the Assembly and in the State Senate. But for example, before we were elected, Julia Salazar was in office for 2 years without a single other socialist endorsed by DSA. And understanding, it then makes it much easier to run a campaign that will be built around raising class consciousness, because we will run the campaign challenging the current status quo and showcasing it through our critique how this is an issue of capitalism. Good question. So there are 107 Democrats in the New York State Assembly out of 150 Assembly people. And of those 107 Democrats, there are 6 DSA endorsed electeds and 7 DSA members. We have a 7th person who's a DSA member, though she wasn't endorsed by DSA. Her name is Jessica Gonzalez Rojas. We clearly do not have the numbers as they are in this moment to win the radical legislation that we need to bring about. and begin to believe that these kinds of results are sufficient. We have to continue to elect more socialists, and we have to ensure that we are unapologetic about our socialism. Now, we had an academic boycott campaign and one of the aspects of that was to fight to stop study abroad at universities in Israel that were complicit in the occupation, many of which through the development of weapons technology for the IDF. Now, by bringing the issue of Israel-Palestine apartheid to Bowdoin, you bring it front and center, it's harder to ignore. And then making sure that we move to dismantle that relationship. Those are things that you can do as a legislator, right? You can, like, for example, Governor Cuomo has an executive order barring, I think New York State from doing business with any company suspected of sympathizing with BDS. One thing I can do as a legislator is once we build up a large enough coalition for this, we overturn that executive order. But I sincerely believe in this political project. I sincerely believe in socialism. For me, it was Palestine that brought me into this movement. It can be such a lonely experience to be a socialist, and it was for me, country, because my journey, as Oren alluded to and referred to, in organizing began at my college campus with Students for Justice in Palestine. To power this journey in understanding that it is socialism that we are fighting for this moment right now, right? If we're talking about the cancellation of student debt, if we're talking about Medicare for all, these are issues which have the groundswell of popular support across this country. But then there are also other issues that we firmly believe in, whether it's BDS, right? Or whether it is the end goal of seizing the means of production.
Yeah, like as I said, this guy is not a Democrat socialist. He is a socialist disguised with a D in front of whatever he stands for, so that, yeah, these idiots will vote for him. Like I said, vote blue no matter who. Now, he says BDS a lot. What is that? Let's go over to the old Google machine and see what that means. All right, BDS is an acronym for Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions, an international campaign that uses nonviolent pressure to pressure Israel to end its occupation of Palestinian territories and change its policies towards Palestinians. The movement was launched in 2005 and aims to achieve 3 specific goals based on international law: ending the occupation, granting Palestinian full equality, and upholding the rights of return for Palestinian refugees. Yeah, so the guy is pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas, pro-terrorist. And I don't get it. What have the Jews done to anybody besides practice their religion? I mean, in Palestine, you can't be openly gay. Women have 0 rights. In Israel, they have everything. It doesn't make any sense to me that people are behind this movement, and all the pro-Palestinians and the Antifas in New York are going to vote for this guy. These people are loose cannons. They're out of control. It just doesn't make any sense. Once you look up all the information about this guy, know what he stands for, know his politics, why anybody would vote for this guy. All right, as I had mentioned earlier, AOC and Bernie Sanders were in Queens, New York to endorse Mamdani. And can you be shocked or surprised at all that these 2 candidates or 2 Congress members would endorse a socialist? I'm not shocked at all. Let's go over there and see what kind of kooky things AOC had to say.
To President Donald Trump, that his authoritarianism is no good here. We will send a message that to ICE, that secret police do not belong here. And we will demonstrate the heroism that exists in the everyday people throughout our city, about what is happening throughout our nation today. And what Donald Trump has even done reflected, symbolic of so much, in his demolition of the White House and the East Wing. We see what he's doing to that, and we must let him know that this injustice, no matter what he's doing, that house doesn't belong to him, New York. It belongs to us. It belongs to the people of this country. We are a working people's borough in a working people's city. And all of that makes us a fascist's worst nightmare. We gather here today at both a perilous moment for our country and on the precipice of hope for our city.
Yeah, the people ate it up because she used all their favorite words, fascism, authoritarianism, racism, destruction. These people are nuts. And yeah, they ate it up. They loved everything that she had to say, but I'm not shocked. I mean, if you go to see AOC or Bernie Sanders talk, that's all you're going to hear. Bigotry, all this other stuff they used. And it just goes to show you that these people don't give a hoot about your vote. They don't care. They don't care about a Republican vote. They want it their way or the highway, and that is it. Yeah, so we'll see what the future holds for New York City. I will continue to cover whatever's going to happen over there. I mean, it's pretty outlandish, and if I lived there, I'd be packing my bags and heading for the hills. I'll tell you that right now. Now, if you got any entertainment out of this video, or you learned anything about the Mamdani or AOC, I mean, we didn't learn much more about her. She's just a talking head for socialism and Democrats. I don't get it. Apparently they like her because she has energy, she's spicy, and she's a woman of color, deserves to be in power. It's very interesting. But yeah, if you got any entertainment out of this, please comment below, like, and subscribe to The Right View for the rest of the day. Get outside, hydrate, do some PT, change your socks. I'll talk to you in the next one. All right, bye.